it's Chelsea with QBox.com. We're here with Chris, and he's going to show us a new Resident Evil 5 game. So tell us, what are the differences between Resident Evil 5 and the ones that have come before?
Well, the biggest difference with Resident Evil 5 is the co-op gameplay. So for the first time in the series, you're actually playing with another person. Resident Evil 5 is always a co-op game. So from top to bottom, you're always going to have Sheva backing you up. So even if you're not playing with someone else, essentially your console is going to be playing Sheva for you.
Do you think because of that the gameplay is actually more difficult than the other games before because you have help this time?
Yeah, there definitely are. If you, when you play the game, you'll notice that the enemies take a few more hits to actually, get knocked down or be killed.
What's the story this time? Like, how far is it from the last game? Like, where does it fall in the timeline?
Resident Evil 5 is set just a couple years after the end of Resident Evil 4. But really, if you're new to the series, it's a great time to jump on. It picks up with Chris Redfield coming into this town called Kijuju, and he's joined by a new character named Sheva Alomar. They both work for this organization called the BSAA, and they've come to Kijuju to track down this virus that's being used as sort of like a bioterror weapon.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the different weapon system.
With Resident Evil 5, you're actually going to be upgrading your weapon kind of either before you start a mission or, right after a chapter ends and stuff like that.
Some of the infected are actually intelligent. Like, they might have regained some of their intellect. What is the story behind that?
With Resident Evil 4, they kind of flipped the script a little bit and started moving more towards the idea of viral outbreaks. So it's people who have been forcibly infected. So they still retain a little bit of their kind of like native intelligence and cunning. So they still, their brains are working. They're just, because of the virus, suddenly murderous and crazy.
But that actually makes them more dangerous of enemies.
Exactly, because these guys are smart enough to grab weapons and they know how to use them. So throughout the game, you'll have guys coming at you with shovels and, with sickles and axes and stuff like that. These guys are, carrying big spike clubs, and eventually they're going to be carrying guns as well. So
when does this come out, and what's it going to be out for?
PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 on Friday the 13th, so it's just a couple weeks away.
Perfect timing.
It's literally the best time you could release a Resident Evil game.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks for coming out.